Excellent. Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to integrate RDSL report in Web API. Okay. So I have shown a sample demo what we are going to create on this video. Okay. So we are going to design one report template and we are going to download it in different formats. Okay. So what I will provide here the report name and the format output which I required. Okay, so it's successfully generated and I am able to download it. Okay, yeah, so this is the one, and the second output format XLS, right? If I press it, and I will be getting this one Excel file, the report. Okay, so the third one will be the Word file, and that will be in the MS Word document. The same report, I designed one report and I have downloaded it in three different formats. So I took this URL and I can paste it over here and I can download it the format which I wanted, PDF, and it will be returning me the PDF file. And if I put XLS, and it will be returning me the XLS file. And if I open and see the same output, whatever the that I have provided, and everything will be there in the script. So please watch this video till the end and subscribe to the channel. In this video, I have explained in detail how we can set up these things in Web API, and it will be really helpful when the real use case appears. So it saves lot of time for our development, development perspective. Okay, thank you everyone. Please watch this video till then. Thank you. Hello everyone. Today we are going to create um, in Web API how we can create PDF, Excel, Word, all these documents as a downloadable file in one particular option using in .NET Core Web API, right? So we have a one Web API. When we try to access that API, that is that needs to provide um, an file like PDF or Excel, whatever. So for that, uh, what we are going to have is there is one option called RDSL reports. So I'm following this particular blog, so where I can find in the internet, and here the author of this blog has given some ideas and tips how we can integrate that in Web API, right? So I'm going to follow this one, and I'm going to make some tweaks. Uh, then we will be, you know, we will be getting our output in the controller. Okay. So for that, what I do, first of all, I'm going to create a new Web API project, ASP.NET Core Web API project, right? As usual, RDSL Web API. Okay. Then it is going to be a .NET 5.0 web API. So I think this is not a web API project. It's a web app project. Uh, yeah, this is the one, web API, RDSL web, web API, web API. Okay, so we have .NET 5.0 and HTTPS and Open API is integrated. That's fine. I'm creating the web API now, the empty project. Okay, so once the is created, so the first step what we are going to do, um, we are as usual we have one default API controller. Let's leave this as it is. So the first part we are going to create some you know some basic files and packages that we are going to install it, right? So first what I will do, I'm going to install the necessary packages. So I will, so what I will do, I will open NuGet package manager, and from there I'm going to install ASP.NET reporting. So this NuGet package will help us, to create report files, right? So I'm installing this one and providing all the necessary privileges to continue. Okay, then report viewer core, .NET core. Okay, this is also one of the tool. It will help us to view in the Visual Studio, right? So this is not an official NuGet package from Microsoft, but still they are collaborating it. Maybe in future we will be getting this report viewer. Okay, so that's fine. We will we will have that. So the next one is system.drawing.common. So this is important, and it will help us in the background. And then the text encoding dot code pages. So these four are the main packages that we are going to use it in this particular project. So we can see it here. All these are installed in the project. ASP.NET Core, ASP.NET dot reporting, report viewer, and then drawing.common and encoding. These four are important. Then we will proceed with this. Okay. So the basics things are ready, right? So the next one is we we are going to create the report file. For example, first of all, I'm going to add a new folder, report files. For example, in our project, we will be having multiple reports, right? So in that case, each report file contain a separate report. For that, uh, we we can create this report file by using uh, you know by using our Windows Form applications, and we can get these two files in two files from internet. So got this file from the internet, and the same article I found it, and I'm reusing the same to start with. Okay, after starting, we can modify the file as per our requirement. Right, only the designing part is there. That part I will explain later in this video. Right. So what I will do, I'll just copy these two files and paste it here in the project, and I will mark these two file. The first and basic step, and I right click this file and go to the properties, and in the advanced option I have to mention the content, and we need to copy always. This is the very important step that we have to provide. Otherwise, it will not copy during the project compilation and project you know project build creation time. So this is important, right? And the next step is, we can see it here. There is one. If I double click on it, usually we will be having like a XML file. So I have installed one additional extension tool in Visual Studio. Go to the Visual Studio, then you can find it in the online Microsoft RDSL Report Designer. So I already installed in my local PC. You can install it by searching RDSL Report Designer. From that, you can install this one and configure it in your Excel Studio. Sorry, Visual Studio 2019, or the whatever the versions that you are using, if it is compatible with, right? So once you have configured this one, this is the report, report that we are going to download, which I took from the uh, internet. So thanks for author. So okay, so what I will do, the basic setup is ready now, and the next stage will be, we have to create our own report service, and then the report controller. These are the two major things which we have to follow it. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I just go and create one more folder called services. Right, in that service I am going to add a class called report service. So this is nothing but our uh, normal service that we write every day, right? So we for the I'm going to create one interface on the same name, the report service. Okay, and I'm going to return a byte array generate asynchronous. Okay, what I'm going to provide is report name, and uh, report type. That means it's Excel or PDF or whatever it is. The report type. These two are I'm going to do, and I'm going to provide implementation of this. So we are going to implement the actual report generation logic, right? So first of all, we have to take this report file. Okay, whichever the report we are going to use, that we have to took. Okay, what we are going to do now. First step, we are going to identify this web API. This web API is important, right? So once we build the solution, we will be getting, you know, once we will build the solution, we will be getting RDSL report, uh, RDSL web API. So this path, right? This is the output part where we will be having all our, all our build files and release files, everything, right? So in the debug .NET 5, we will be having everything here, and we can find it our report files over here, right? So this is the one. So first we have to find this DLL. This is the output DLL. This part we have to you know identify, and we have to implement. From there we need to take the RDSL file. Then we will need to pass our values, right? So to do that, directory path, and we are going to take it from the assembly dot get executing assembly. So this is coming from system reflection, and we are getting the location dot replace. So we have to provide this name. Okay, this is the one we are going to take it. Okay, this is fine. Okay, we took that file directory path. The second stage will be string this RDSL file path with the name. So I just have this one by default. Okay, I'm providing the file path. The first one, what I'm doing is, like, just converting the, comparing the string. I'm providing this file path and the report path. The report file is this one, user details, right? So it will fetch this file. It will fetch this file and hold it in the RDSL file, right? Okay, and then now I need to create a instance of the system dot code pages. So this is we have to do it. So for that, what we can do, like, encoding coding dot register provider. code pages dot instance. So this is the one we can provide our code pages provided. Okay. So the instance has been created and we'll set the encoding format, right? Get encoding as UTF hyphen 8 or whatever the format we are using it, right? And then we have to load the local report file. Report new local report. So this local report is nothing but this RDSL file path. So we have this file and we are loading here in the ASP.NET report. Okay. So which means now we have loaded this particular file. And what is the next one? So we have loaded, right? We can go and see in the user we have a first name, last name, email, and phone. For this, we have to create one model. So each model and a data source we have to provide. Based on that, we can bind it for our general use case. We have a model, separate view model or model we will use. Based on that, we can we can define it. So what we can say from our use case, we have one user DTO, right? Property, first name and last name, and we can rename the properties like last name and email, then phone. Okay. So we have created our DTO. So now what we can provide, we have to supply this DTO, right? So we need to create um, prepare data for report. Generally, in our real time use case, it will be like we are calling database with certain parameters and fetch the result and bind it here. So here for the you know for uh, for the simplicity, I'm just providing a static values user DTO list. Okay, so I'm just giving the reference so that it will be right. So now what I will do, I'll just add user one new first name, and the last name. So something like we can whatever we have, right? And the mobile number, the phone number which now we use, some random number that I am providing, right? So the same way we can provide it for multiple rows, right? So we can rename it. That's fine. So we have prepared the data. Fine. Okay. I prepared this data, and in the user list dot add. Okay. And what we have to do is this one. We have to add. We have a report, right? Report dot add data source. So this is our data source. So in this data source, users, and the users will be the user list. And now we have to create one dictionary object, which is a string comma string. That means we are going to pass some key pair values like parameters. So after this we have to execute this one. Okay. So here we can notice that render type, right, and the parameter we have to pass these two, and the page index, all these values we have to pass it. Okay, first of all we need to create the render type. So render type is nothing but um, PDF or Excel or Word, that one. Okay, so for that what we will do, we will create a separate file. So there are three properties we are going to use it, and we will pass it this one. Okay, so render type we have to use it, right? So what they were asking is render type. So we will create a new function, and this is going to return render type. Okay, get render type. So we are going to provide a render type. So we this one report type, right? This report type we are going to send and we are going to return the same one. So the value will be render type. By default we will set it as render type dot pdf. So we can see these many types we can generate the reports. So for our use case we will be using pdf, excel and word. These three we are going to have it in our demo, right? So for that what I will do, I will make a switch case where report type dot to upper and can make it a default, then yes, pdf. For these two types I'm going to set a render type equal to render type dot pdf. Okay, and for other cases xls xls, this is for excel. For excel we will be having excel, and word we will be having word. Or we can make it word. So we need to have a break. Okay, these three things, and I'm going to return it. So okay, I'm just shorting it. So to identify this is better. Okay, so this I'm going to send it from here. So it will return us this type. Based on that, it will it will be executed. Once we get this result, okay, we need to return result dot mainstream. That's it. So this mainstream contains the byte array. That is what we are going to return it in our file, right? Okay. So for now, what we have done is like we just get all the values and we loaded the report and we prepare the data, and then we executed the report and get the so what is this? This user data, right? In the report file we can see the data sources, data set. This is the one, right? From here it will match with these values. So this user DTO properties and this data set users properties should be matched, so that it will be it will be taken and displayed here. So how we can change this one? We can click, we can double click this one, and we can change it as per our requirement, right? So if we want, we can add it more, you know more um, more properties as we like. Okay, that's it. So this is fine, and we need to add it in the uh, startup file, so that dot add scope, right? Okay, so we provided that dependency injection, so that it will be so everything is ready now. That's good. The main part, we have to create our controller. That is very important, right? So what I will do, I'm going to create a report controller now. I'm just adding the controller, web API, an empty controller, and I'm going to name it report. So I've just created an empty container, and I'm going to provide the report service, right? And we are going to have a report service, and we'll set it as this one, right? So the report service is ready now. So the next part, we need to create a one HTTP method, to be get method, where uh, the report name, right? Report name and the report type. These two we are going to get it. So this we can modify it as per our as per our need. But the core is this one. So it's going to return on action result, and we are going to get a string report name, and then another one is report type, right? So we are going to return a file, direct file. We are going to return it because it's going to be output stream, right? So we are going to return a file which contains of the same style. Okay, this one, this file contains two things. One is byte array and the content type, right? So the byte array is nothing but our report service, right? Where byte string, okay, report service dot generate. So we are going to get it. So we will just pass these two values, and then it will we will be receiving the report file, right? This byte array we will get it, and I'm just passing this one. Then the content type. Okay, this content type is nothing but the output, output format. Media type name names dot application dot set. Okay, so this library we can use it from the MIME type. So this is the one, and the output file name, right? So what we can do is we need to format the file name, right? The file name we need to provide. Otherwise, some random, random value will be there. So for that, what I will do, I'll just make it as a get report name, and I'm going to pass these two values. So based on the type, so what I will do, I will just use the same one where we have written right here XLS word. Okay, the same I'm going to use it, but instead of this one, I'm just providing this dot PDF. That's it. Output file name. So this is going to be a string, a straightforward string that we are going to return it. Okay, so just giving right. So for Excel, XLS, then for a word, it's going to be a DOC. Okay, these three things, and we are getting it, and I'm going to provide it here. The two values I'm providing here. Okay, so it's pretty simple, and we have we have straightforwardly we are used it. Okay, let it be that. So I'm just rebuilding the application. So it's got success, and I'm going to run the project. So the project is running now. Swagger with the API endpoint is there. So report name. Report name is nothing but this one. User details, right? I'm going to provide user details. And what is the format I'm going to get? PDF. So if I press it, okay. So yeah, I got one sample, file, and if I click on it, it will download the user details file. So it has all the values and it's printing successfully. So for our case, it is fine, right? So for you know for PDF, it is working now, and for Excel, XLS we need to provide, and that also let's wait for the result. And yes, for Excel also it is generating. Okay, so with the same output, whatever the value which we have provided. So in one thing, it is it is created, and then for word we need to provide a word, right? We have to mention word, right? So I'm just mentioning the word, and yeah, now it's showing up some error. An error occurred during local report processing. Type initializer for some word renderer, uh, picture descriptor. You know, this is not nothing but the binary format serialization and deserialization is disabled within this application. So what we have to do, we need to enable this particular binary format serialization. Okay, how we will enable it? For this case, we need to go to the top, and in that we will be, this is not safe, but still we have option called enable unsafe binary formatter serialization. This is the error which we received, right? Binary format serialization is not enabled. So we will be, enabling here, and we will set that option true, and it will be, it will generate the uh, file, right? Okay, let's run that web API. Okay, so we will be supplying the values, user details, and the output will be word, and we will be getting our word document. Yes, so it is available in the word. So we can define whatever the whatever the output format we wanted, as the like the design, whatever the design we wanted, and we can get it in the different tools. Okay, I hope this tutorial will be helpful for you, to as a base. From this base you can use it for your use case, whatever the whatever the point, whatever the feature that you want to develop it in the report, you can do so. Okay, so it's up to our limitation. So the basic setup is this one. Okay, this one and this part. Okay, so this is enough. From this you can customize this report and design this report as like you want. Okay, so so in this tutorial we have learned how to integrate RDSL report in web API and to get the report. Okay, and thank you for that great article provided by that person, and I hope this video will be helpful for you, and I request everyone to subscribe the channel and watch the video till the end, and uh, to support if you like these videos and channel, right? uh, that will keep motivating me to do more videos. Thank you everyone.